You've probably seen the iconic scanner from KITT in Knight Rider. Well, today I'm going to show you how I built my ESP32 powered KITT Scanner Light Bar so that you can build one yourself. But this isn't just a simple LED chaser. It's wirelessly controlled using two ESP32s communicating over ESP-NOW, and that allows me to change the speed and the brightness of my LEDs remotely. For this demo, I'll have to use a royalty-free track because I believe Universal has the copyright on Knight Rider. You can see here, as I turn the potentiometer, I can slow down the scanner, the LED bar, or I can turn it back up and make it go a lot faster. So now I can switch modes and I can turn down the brightness or turn it back up. I'll walk you through the hardware, wiring, code, and ESP-NOW communication so that you can build one yourself. The project uses an ESP32 transmitter, an ESP32 receiver, an LED bar, and a few supporting components. And the best part is that it uses ESP-NOW, which is low latency, easy to use, doesn't require Wi-Fi or Bluetooth pairing. So let's begin. The first thing we'll take a look at is the receiver ESP32, and these are all the components that are connected to it. We'll start with the LEDs. These are the WS2812B LEDs. They're the Eco LEDs, which should draw less power, but I still budget 60 milliamp per LED just to make sure that I have a safe power supply. So for my 29 LEDs, I would use a 5 volt 2 amp supply. But for something like this, you're only going to have a couple LEDs lit at any given time, so you don't really need to go all out. What I like about these LEDs is that they only require 5 volts, and it only has 3 connections: a ground line, a data line, and a 5 volt power line. Since the ESP32S3 uses a 3.3 volt GPIO logic and the WS2812B LEDs are powered by 5 volts, I'm using an SN74AHCT125 level shifter, and I'm using that to convert the data signal to a clean 5 volt logic level. To use the level shifter, you want to connect pin 14 to 5 volts and pin 7 to ground. Pin 1, which is the output enable pin, that's tied to ground so that the buffer is always active. The ESP32 data signal connects to pin 2, and it's labeled 1A, and the shifted 5 volt output comes from pin 3, it's labeled 1Y, which connects to the LED strip's data input. I put a 330 ohm resistor on pin 3 for a clean connection and reduce any noise on the LED data line. Next, we'll look at the connections for the PCM5102A digital to audio converter, also called a DAC. And its job is to convert digital audio data from the ESP32 into an analog audio signal that can be fed to our powered speakers. The ESP32 sends 3 digital audio signals to the DAC by using the I2S protocol. The BCK is the bit clock and it's connected to pin 41. It synchronizes the audio data. The LCK is connected to pin 40 and it tells whether the audio belongs to the left or right channel. And the DIN carries the actual audio data and it's connected to pin 39. And be sure to connect the SCK pin to ground because this module can generate its own master clock internally. And I connected my standalone audio speaker to the DAC using a 3.5mm audio cable. To store the audio file, I'm using a microSD card module. It's pretty easy to use. The ESP32 reads the files over SPI and streams them to the DAC module for playback. The microSD card module is connected to the ESP32 using the SPI interface. SPI uses 4 signals: the MOSI, the MISO, SCK, and CS. So after initializing the SPI bus, the ESP32 will mount the SD card and can access the MP3 files that are stored on it. The microSD card should be formatted for FAT32. Since my track format is MP3, I name my track track.mp3. This audio library allows you to name it almost anything, but it needs to match exactly what you have in the code. This audio library also supports other formats like WAVE, AAC, M4A, and FLAC. This is the transmitter ESP32. It acts as a wireless remote for the project. So it reads user inputs and then it sends the commands to the receiver using ESP-NOW. ESP-NOW is a wireless communication protocol that allows the ESP32s to communicate directly with each other without requiring Wi-Fi, internet, or Bluetooth. The potentiometer has 2 purposes. One is to adjust the speed of the scanner. The potentiometer is connected to pin 6 of the ESP32 and powered by the 3.3 volt pin. The button on pin 4 will allow you to play the track a single time or in a loop. The button on pin 5 will allow the potentiometer to control the speed of the LEDs or the brightness. This is currently playing in a loop, so it'll wait 10 seconds and then start again. So I'll go ahead and fast forward it. After 10 seconds, it'll begin playing again. And if I press this breadboard button here, it can change the functionality of the potentiometer so that I can control the brightness of the LEDs, as you can see. Remember, when you load the program on your receiver, this is the receiver, it's going to look something like this. And so once the program is loaded onto the receiver ESP32, you're going to get a MAC address printed on your serial display. Each ESP32 has a unique MAC address. It's similar to a serial number, and the transmitter uses the receiver's MAC address to send the ESP-NOW commands directly to the correct ESP32. If you'd like to have a fading comet tail on your LED scanner, you just uncomment KITT mode on line 41, and then the KITT tail fade on line 42. That value controls how long the tail appears. Lower values will give you a longer fade effect. Well, I hope this information helps you set up your own Knight Rider inspired KITT Scanner LED bar. It is a fun one to do, and it's very easy to set up. These are the items that I used in this project. I did use one dedicated 5-volt power supply for each of the ESP32s. Don't forget to subscribe to the email list so that you can receive all the program files from each video as they are released. That's all I have for today. If you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, consider joining the email list. Details are in the description. It's really the best way to get the program files out there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again with another video.